this one? North Korea fires 4 ballistic missiles. They went to the Sea of Japan within 200 miles of Japan's coastline. Not good. Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters joins us now, Fox News strategic analyst. Ralph, nobody seems to be able to do anything about North Korea. Am I right?
Well, the only people that really could do something are the Chinese. But they take at most half-hearted measures because they're afraid of a regime collapse in North Korea that would bring basically a U.S. ally right up to China's borders. And also they're worried about a flood of refugees. North Koreans are still starving. Now, this latest launch of missiles, they actually launched 5. 1 failed. But an 80% success rate is pretty good for North Korea. It means their program's getting more reliable. It's getting better. These were launched in response to our annual defensive exercises. Our military and South Korea's work together every year. But coming on top, Stuart, coming on top of the grim assassination with nerve agent in Malaysia of Kim's half-brother, it underscores what a rogue regime it is.
Well,
and now,
can't we shoot them down? I mean, when these missiles are launched, don't we have a cruiser or something, Aegis-class cruiser that can take one of them down, just knock it out of the sky? And well, would that be an act of war?
No, it would not be an act of war, but it's not worth wasting our defensive capabilities and showing them off. As long as we can track the arcs, as long as we know it's going to the sea, there's no point. If we thought it was going to Japan, we certainly would react, assuming we have a system or vessel in place. But the real problem here is that North Korea would... hitting them militarily, taking out their nuke program, sounds like a good idea. But they've had decades to disperse it. It's underground. It's scattered around. Parts are mobile. It's such a hermetic kingdom, we cannot track their leadership. On top of that, even were we able to launch decapitation strikes, the North Korean military has a capability to promptly destroy Seoul, the mega city that's the capital of South Korea. Why? Because after the Korean War, Seoul was devastated. And as a point of pride, the South Koreans rebuilt it on the same site, which is right on the DMZ, the de facto border between North and South. Conventional artillery can hit Seoul. So this is a very, very complex problem, and it's going to be an enormous challenge for President Trump. No easy answers.
That's for sure, Ralph, for sure. Tell me about the meeting coming up shortly when Angela Merkel, Germany's Chancellor, comes over to visit President Trump. What do you think we should expect? Because they're on opposite sides of the fence on immigration, that's for sure.
Well, it's going to be P.T. Barnum meets Martin Luther. This is... I mean, really, you got Mr. Casino versus the pastor's daughter, and their style and substance are both profoundly different. To me, it's going to be the most interesting meeting of Trump's first year in office, unless he meets Vladimir Putin, which would be even more interesting. But we don't understand Angela Merkel. Here, people know her just for the immigration issue, which she really flubbed up and she's now trying to fix. But she is, within Europe, the strongest European leader since Margaret Thatcher. She's broadly respected, sometimes feared by fiscal waste types. She's a person of tremendous ethics and backbone and deep knowledge. And her style is very quiet, just quiet, sort of silent and deadly. Whereas Donald Trump, of course, President Trump, he's more flamboyant. He doesn't have that grasp of foreign affairs yet. And she is going to have 3 priorities. One, Putin. She's leading the European counterattack against Putin. 2, protect NATO. And 3, free trade.
Well, how do we feel about German rearmament? Because that's really what this is all about, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I've said for decades that I wasn't worried about militarily weak Germany, but now President Trump's remarks about NATO over the months have really alarmed Europeans. The rational European leaders are very worried about Putin. Right now, for the first time, there's a German combat battalion, armored battalion in Lithuania, which borders on the Kaliningrad Russian exclave. And I think we're so isolated on this side of the Atlantic, we don't understand the fears Europeans with long memories have of Vladimir Putin, and they are genuinely worried about President Trump, and they need reassurance, and one hopes that when Angela Merkel and Donald Trump sit down together, that they are able to come to a sensible conclusion about all these issues.
Well, the whole world seems like it's turned upside down, and that's a fact. That's where we've got this Monday morning.
And congratulations on making Saturday Night Live, Stuart, where Kate McKinnon's doing more for democracy than either party in Congress.
It's the whole world turned upside down, Ralph, I'm telling you, lad. Thank you very much, Ralph. We'll see you again real soon. Thank you, sir.